Shri Chaitanya Manobishtam Sthapitam Jena Bhutale Swayam Rupa Kadamahyam Dadati Svapadantikam Vandeham Shri Guru Shri Jatapada Kamalam Shri Gurun Vaishnavanscha Sri Rupam Sagrajatam Sahagana Raghunathanvitantam Sajivam Sadvaitam Savadutam Parijana Sahitam Krishna Chaitanya Devam Shri Radha Krishna Padan Sahagana Lalita Shri Vishakhanvitanscha हे कृष्ण करुणा सिंधु दीन बंधु जगतपते गोपेश गोपिका कांत राधा कांत नमस्तुते तप्त कांचन गौरांगी राधे वृंदावनेश्वरी वृषभानुसुते देवी प्रणमामि हरिप्रिय वाञ्छाकल्पतरुभ्यश्च कृपा सिन्धुभ्य एव च पतितानां पावनेभ्यो वैष्णवेभ्यो नमो नमः नमः विष्णुपादाय कृष्णपृष्ठाय भूतले श्रीमते भक्तिवेदांत स्वामिन्निति नामिने नमस्ते सारस्वते देवे गौरवाणी प्रचारिणे निर्विशेष शून्यवादी पाश्चात्य देश तारिणे जय श्री कृष्ण चैतन्य प्रभु नित्यानंद श्री अद्वैत गदाधर शिवासादि गौर भक्तवृंद हरे कृष्णा 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 हरे 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 राम 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 हरे हरे So, the importance of spiritual life in our life is very important, of the nature that it gives us an opportunity to live in the very definitive and progressive development of our inner being. A spiritual life means you have to go to the soul level rather than bodily level. The soul is the ultimate that animates the body. We are animating this body when we realize that we are spirit, soul, part and parcel of Lord Shri Krishna and living according to Lord Krishna's, an intimate relative. So Lord Krishna is our intimate relative, will reciprocate through his instructions. So we follow instructions and Krishna reciprocates. So in the degree of our following Lord Krishna's desires, or what he expressly said in Bhagavad Gita, then we will come to the point of understanding that we are qualitatively one, but quantitative difference is there. Our dependence upon the source of life, that is Lord Shri Krishna himself. So, as a living entity in the material world, it is the obligation of human being which is endowed with this particular target to achieve while they are living. We have a very limited lifespan. It doesn't have I mean, even in our say advancing age towards the bodily destruction comes totally, we have very few years to live. Moreover, the life continues according to Krishna's teachings. So we will never think ourselves that, oh, we became dead. We will never have any dream that, oh, we died. Because it doesn't exist. That doesn't exist to the soul. So how come the soul, who is the ultimate, receptors of the consciousness, when he's totally in tune with Lord Krishna's consciousness, can ever think that he will be destroyed, he will be perished? That is Krishna's promise, Kaunte pratijanihi name bhakta pranashyati. So nobody wants to die in that sense, but actually the death belongs to one that has been born. But the soul is never born. So our thinking pattern should be also coming to the life of eternity and the occupation of eternity. Because we'll be working, we'll have to do something to not keep the body alive, because when we are liberated, our living will be very, very, what you call, so much expanded to the unlimited region of our existence, unlimited region. We are not confined only to Kerala or Korati or this. The region becomes completely, the entirety. Even it transcends beyond the material nature and enters into the eternal nature of Lord Shri Krishna. Because that where we belong to, and we are going back home, back to God. That's what it says. So the idea is that we are all living entities, and life is a precious gift of the Supreme Lord. But we mess up our life by our own misunderstandings of the bodily temporality and its relations. They are not permanent. So Krishna is giving the guidance to Arjun, and through Arjun to all of us. That is so universal that it opens the eyes why the proprietor of the entire cosmic manifestation think of only Hindus, because he happened to appear in the land of Bharatavarsha. But just like the Hindu is a misunderstanding, it does not denote to Sanatan Dharma or eternal religion or eternal connection with Lord Shri Krishna. It gives the reason of our confinement in the material nature, having a body, but at the same time, it gives the hope that material body is not alone, all in all. We have to face the consequences of the action and reaction of the material body. But to become free from action and reactions, we take up to the devotional service as shown by Lord Shri Krishna. Then that will not only liberate us, but will have an eternal interactions with Lord Shri Krishna. This is Krishna's world. He created a confinement or a jail in the material nature. So all the living entities without exception came by a great mistake. Krishna is the embodiment of love, and we misunderstood for some selfish desires, that is hate and a separate desire that puts us into a bodily conception of life, which is also temporary. But the punishment is not forever. Our bodily pains and problems have created a lot of mess around us. So just to get relief from our this what they call dilemma, and then how to come out from this, Lord Krishna gives instructions to all humanity through Bhagavad Gita. And those who are so much intimately connected with Lord Krishna come to give us so many different aspects of relationship with Krishna, and so many ecstasies in that relations and so much bliss according to that ecstasy that we can get and will resolve the problem. We were once upon a time with Lord within Lord Krishna's realm, but that realm was Brahma Jyoti. Brahma Jyoti has all the particles which are also seems to be Satchidanand. But when it comes into the material world, the Brahma Jyoti has to be received not as a material, phenomena of, and we should not use Brahma Jyoti or the transcendental nature, which is so brilliant to be used for our sense gratification in material life. No. So there are so many allurements by our own misunderstandings can be created, and we will put our lives in a great jeopardy. So Srila Prabhupada in modern times came to express Lord Krishna's desire for all humanity, that they engage in devotional service of the Lord, by which they will be able to get rid of all the so-called imaginary problems that they have created in the bondage of material nature, the modes of material nature. They dictate us, and we seem to be like, dolls dancing in the hands of Maya. So we have to reflect all this past experiences in material life and come to resolve our dilemma through the option that Krishna gives us to not only get liberated from this effect of material nature, but also enter into the spiritual realm along with it. He gives an open heart welcome to come and join him by proper understanding, proper application of our remaining life in his service. So that requires two aspects. First, to learn about the Krishna Tattva, means the absolute truth about Lord Shri Krishna is the Supreme Personality of Godhead. And the reason that we entered into this material nature, and it was a misadventure. And that can be realized only in human form of life. That we took big risk of misadventure. So there should be a guided process to come out from misunderstanding through the agents of Lord Shri Krishna and the disciplic succession. Therefore, we have to, come closer to what Srila Prabhupada gave the opportunity to the whole world to come together and progress towards Krishna consciousness, removing all the misunderstandings, removing all the tight knots of our misconceptions within heart, and it will be a very continuity of our activities, but in loving devotional service. So all this realm is being opened up, and the representative of spiritual master of Lord Shri Krishna can guide us according to Krishna's desire, not on his own whimsical desires. There is an authorization given in the Shastra that there is an unbroken chain of disciplic succession starting from Brahma, that we are connected. And Prabhupada was so boldly putting this idea and we were exposed to this essentiality of disciplic succession. Essentiality of disciplic succession has been disregarded by the Mayavad philosophy that anybody can become guru. If you subscribe to the allurement to become God yourself. So these are all weird ideologies that have been confronting the humanity. But Srila Prabhupada was so bold enough by cultivating the undivided devotional service. Kechid kevalaya bhaktya Vasudeva Parayana Agan Dunvanti Kasnena Niraharasya Dena. Only by devotional service one can get rid of all the confusions of variegatedness, and we come to conclusion of the understanding that the Supreme Absolute Truth is one without second, and that is represented by Krishnastu Bhagavan Swayam, cardinal principle that has been brought in by Brahma Madhva Gaudiya Sampradaya. So we need to get educated through the help of different kinds of teachers, Mark Pradarshak Guru, Siksha Guru, and Diksha Guru. So everybody has some responsibility, but the responsibility towards Lord Shri Krishna and give the benefit to the general populace. So devotional service is a very rare activity which has been generated only from unknown pious activities towards devotional service that we might have rendered. So in this life, if we are making some progress towards the devotional service, then naturally it becomes a celebration. That out of so many millions of lives, Krishna's message is not hidden, but they have been very unfortunate to be exposed. So taking the advantage of Sri Chaitanya Mahaprabhu's movement of preaching, we extend the opportunity to innocent people who are not even aware of this remedy for their perpetual dilemma caused by their own misunderstanding in material life. So this process has been brought through authorized disciplic succession. That is the Bhagavat Vidhi. Bhagavat Vidhi means you simply hear the glorification of the Supreme Personality of Godhead, because this glorification is based on divine activities. So understanding the divinity is the first step, and then apply into our performance of devotional service. And we try to become much acquainted on the same platform. In this process, we are given the holy name of the Lord, which is imported in this Kali Yuga from Golok Vrindavan, the divine friend. So is there anything else other than the holy name which is divine in this material world? You will not find anything else then. The holy name is the only divine means to transform our lives of divinity. Soul is divine, Krishna is divine, and the devotional process is divine. It is out of this material world that bhakti or pure devotional service can be ever classified otherwise than what Sri Krishna is describing. And the Bhakti Shastras were compiled by such purified devotees. Chaitanya Mahaprabhu, who is the Radha Krishna Nahiyanya, he commanded the 6 Goswamis in our line of disciplic succession to for the generations to follow the process of devotional service, which is divine in nature. And cultivation of divinity means coming to our own original nature of the soul. Soul is part and parcel of Krishna. So if Krishna is divine, soul must be divine. And in the divinity, it is eternal. So na jayate mriyate va kadachinnayam bhutva bhavita va anubhuya ajo nityam shashvatoyam purano nahanyate hanyamane sharire. But what is its function that he got distracted in the material life and forgot it? Well, Prabhupada said that seva or service is the only occupation even in material life. But it is a perverted reflection of the original seva to Lord Shri Krishna. You will end up doing seva to some other person or whatever it, And in America, where the young generations get away from the house, just keep their aging parents, and they don't have anything to serve, they end up bringing cats and dogs in their house to serve. So service is the main occupation for all living entities. And in human being, we do not know whom to serve. That is a big question. We end up serving other living entities, which is not resolving our problems, our misunderstanding. It doesn't give any clue. But service was perverted, that we have to understand, that we were ending up performing service to other living entities than the real supreme being who we are part and parcel and originally connected with. So in our spiritual life, we re-establish this connection through Diksha Vidhi, where Sambandha Gyan, or the knowledge of relationship, will be revealed. Sambandha means relationship. The disciple is related to spiritual master in the life of discipline to make devotional progress. The abhideya, that the second matter is that we have been given the process that will take us to perfection. Otherwise, we are imperfect, filled with 4 defects, we have imperfect senses, so we commit mistakes, and we also become illusioned, and then we cheat. The 4 defects are never allowing us to become perfect. So we have to adapt or accept a perfect process, which is, we call it foolproof process. And this process is pure devotional service. So Sambandha Gyan can be only sustained by Abhideya Gyan. Means the process has been given. Bhajana Kriya is the process. And the process is very important. We are imperfect. Even Prabhupada would say, I'm imperfect. I may be imperfect, he said. But the process I follow is perfect. So this process is bhajana kriya, and it has to be, bhajan kriya has to be accepted the way our predecessor Acharya accepted and showed to us. So, introduction to our Lord Shri Krishna for our eternal relationship, and then to maintain relationship, the bhajan kriya has been accepted through bona fide chain of disciplic succession. So it is the humble duty of an aspirant to come and take shelter at the feet of a guru. Guru is a via media to go back home, back to Godhead. He is not God, but he can be godly, and he may develop godly, qualities. That is what you call result of his bhajana kriya, result of his service attitude, or an endowment that he has been given to benefit for long term the humanity to come and get connected with Lord Shri Krishna. So bhajana kriya is very important. The prayojan is love of Godhead. There, in material life, there are flickering experiences of so-called love, but the tiny jiva can remain frustrated throughout the life, just for the sake of love. But in material love, love has been perverted to what you call lust. So therefore, there is always a failure in establishing love. It is a temporary, necessity of the association of the bodies. But we cultivate permanent association through the process, and the overseeing the performance of the process is also the duty of all the different types of gurus. Give more encouragement so they can become ultimately perfect, because they have accepted a perfect process. So we have nothing but a perfect process, and therefore we hope for perfection. It is not out of any reasonability. It is reasonable perfectly. So we have every hope to make a tangible progress, and it will help us to get liberated from the entanglement of our material life, which is always what do we call the most stumbling block in our going back home, back to Godhead. Liberation from the effect of the material life, three modes of material nature, can be overpowered by the transcendental nature of the absolute truth, which is embedded in Lord Shri Krishna and his holy name. So for the absolute, there is no difference between the name, the form, the qualities, and the leelas. So that is the part of our eternal progress. And we have to stepwise grow. So in the shelter, the holy name is given, approved, authorized, as well as taken promise from the candidates that they will chant 16 rounds minimum without fail, and follow 4 regulative principles, which are the principles of getting liberated from the bodily conception of life. And chanting Hare Krishna will then take us to the internal process that begins after liberation from bodily conception of life. So these are definite paths leading to the perfection of life, what we call going back home, back to Godhead. So, taking shelter has become an inevitable part of our spiritual progress. And it is not a ritual, but it becomes more what you call practical by interchange or interactions of, or what we call interactive process of communication between the guru and the disciple to be. They check each other and the shelter and become convenient. There'll be a lot of, misunderstanding might be there, or acceptance of the process, which might be very easily available through traditions and the help of our parentage, in which we grow in a pious family, that will help certainly. But the spiritual guidance will be given through the Shiksha Guru, Diksha Guru, and the path will become always clear, well protected, and we can travel without much difficulty. So, Guru's job is to take the disciple up to Golok Vrindavan and re-establish the relationship with Lord Sri Krishna. But because he is also an individual, he has his own relationship with Krishna. So it depends. Guru may live up to the doorsteps of Golok Vrindavan, just like we see in the journey of Gopakumar to Goloka. And then Krishna takes over. So like that, it is very important that we go back home, back to Godhead, or make tangible progress towards that aim, that our life will never go in vain. This life is precious by the opportunity that one gets to develop your devotional service. And Srila Prabhupada brought this method, and we are servants of Srila Prabhupada. And you also become in the service mood to learn and preach. Learn and preach. If you learn and do not preach, then it becomes only 50% achievement. Preaching is the essence. Without preaching, you will never increase your hard-learned spiritual understanding. It will increase. More you distribute the spiritual knowledge, more you will receive. Just like the common taste will be received in the beginning, but when you progress, you become more selective on certain rasas that you like it. So it becomes a very personal, interactive relationship in search of the absolute truth, and our lives will become perfect. So we are talking of giving shelter, and the spiritual master is also a servant. And his duty is of service. If he forgets, his god brother has to remind him. So it is not a private life. Spiritual life is never a private life. But spiritual sentiments are private. Because everybody has individual relationship with Lord Shri Krishna, and they will have to enjoy. So it is not our common life like a communal, purpose. We are not commune. Understanding a commune. Commune is a very close society that shares everything with each other. But spiritual development with Lord Shri Krishna, who can interfere in that? The process will dictate and take us, because it is perfect. The holy name is perfect. Lord Shri Krishna is perfect. But to approach Lord Krishna, we have to use the holy name as the means of perfection, and we have to make sure that as far as possible, all the perfection can come within this lifetime. And you will never regret for that. So this is very important. And let's grow together. Let's preach together. We don't have to create new philosophy. We have to follow in the footsteps of Prabhupada. And Prabhupada is directly accessible as far as instructions are concerned for next 10,000 years. All right? That's what he said, and that has been said in the Puranas too. So we don't have to bluff anything about ourselves. Everybody is coming from the muck of Maya. So just try to, cleanse out all the, bad experience, good experience, and leave them besides you before you go. So is there any question, comments, or functionality? Haribol. Hare Krishna.
Hare Krishna Maharaj.
Jai.
Ajita Mataji has a question.
Yes.
He's asking that currently she has so many pictures of different forms of goddess, demigods, and everything in her cabinet, open cabinet, cupboard. Everywhere she's keeping. So what she should do now?
What is that? She has something?
She has all the pictures of demigods, and it is mixed with all in her cupboard.
Bring it and we will bury in our soil. All right? Don't be afraid. Bring. We don't disrespect, but at the same time, we do not necessarily make them object of our hindrance in the progress towards Krishna, because Krishna is the extreme individual That individuality he keeps. He said, Yanti devrata devan, pitrunyanti pitruvata, bhutani bhute jayanti matyajino apimam. He keeps himself separate from all the creations that he did it. He is not creation. Krishna is not created. Krishna is the creator. The demigods are servants of Lord Shri Krishna, and even without their murti, puja, photographs, other things, we'll be able to understand them. They are objects of our respect, but not the storehouse of misunderstandings. We go from the verdict of Krishna. Demigods themselves never propose them to be of utmost importance. They can't give liberation even. Demigods are the sons of Brahma in the 10th creation, along with the demons. Because you are pious, the demigods are creation of Brahma, that is the topmost creation of Brahma. And they are engaged in service of Lord Krishna to manage the material affairs. And how many demigods are there? 33 koti. Koti means types. Only 33 demigods are there. They may have a lot of their family extent, but Krishna is not a demigod. So, understanding the position of demigods as servant of Lord Shri Krishna, that will be also the position of 9th creation human being as servant of Krishna. Everybody is made to serve Lord Krishna. But in human life, you can understand there is an interaction between demigods and human beings that Krishna arranged for the so-called welfare of the material nature. But that is not an eternal activity of devotional service. Demigods and human beings are supposed to be interacting for the welfare of Mother Earth. Demigods are helping you to digest your food. All the internal activity within our body is carried out by representation of demigods. Because that's how the body of Purusha, Purusha also means three, that has been created. We can do only external activity to feed our stomach, but we do not digest ourselves. The digesting power is what they call functional power of the demigods are there in the bodies. Aham Vaishvanaro Bhutva Praninam Deham Asritam Pranapana Samayuktam Pachanyam. Vaishvanar is a demigod, is a type of Agni that digests. And Krishna says, well, I created this. And we can't tell Krishna, oh, Krishna, I'm eating chicken, you digest it. If you are a devotee, you give up, and always accept Krishna Prasadam. Why? Because you will not be implicated otherwise. These are the energies of the Lord. We are also energy. We are marginal energy. Madhyastha Shakti. Jivera Swarupa Nityera Krishna Das. Krishnera Tatastha Shakti Veda Aveda Prakash. Tatastha means marginal. We are qualitatively internal energy, but we are in the material energy. So marginal energy is like a sandwich energy, and this energy has to get either on one side. Either you become materialistic and go to hell, or you become liberated and go back home, back to Godhead. The choice is ours. If you desire to go back home, back to Godhead, it is your constitutional position. Material nature is not your constitutional position. It is temporary. So in human form of life, we have to liberate ourselves from a material entanglement and enter into the spiritual, blissful relationship in liberated condition. So please do not worry about the demigods. If they don't bother you, just pack them up and cover with some used sari and make a bundle and keep it aside. Otherwise, give it to us. And what's a big deal if you keep Ganesh's photograph in your home? Ganesh is also a devotee. In Brahma Samhita, he's saying, Yadapada Pallava. What is that? Yadapada Pallava.
Yugam Ganidaya Kumbe.
Dvande Pranama Samayesa Ganadhiraja Vignan
Vignan
Vihantu
Vihantu Mahalasya Jagatrayasya Govindamadi
Purusham Tamaham Bhajami.
You can keep Lord Shiva's photograph. That family is pure devotees. You can keep photograph of devotees that they have been claimed up within our Shastra. Even Durga. But we do not worship them in front of Lord Krishna. Vishnu's Tattva Paraprokta, Vishnu Shakti Paraprokta. These are different energies and different functionalities awarded to the demigods in the material nature. They have no place in the spiritual nature. We are number 9th creation of Brahma. They are number 10th creation of Brahma. We cannot do it on our own. We can't digest even ourselves. We need the help of demigod. So these energies of the demigods are spread in each and every body for its internal functionality. Do you think you do it? No. You can manage the bank, but you cannot manage the internal banking system. Internal banking system means what is our permanent asset that will never decrease. That is devotional service. Pious activities can reduce some impious activity, but that is like a expenditure and credit and debit situation. So don't worry. We will guide you with proper understanding. We do not hate demigods, but demigods have to be well respected in their position. If we knew demigods and their position, then we will not become apprehensive. Okay? Did you ever worship Shivalinga, Mataji? Ajita Mataji.
Yes, that is my mind. Antar mein.
You have Shivalinga also?
No, no, Maharaj. That is my mind prayer.
So don't worry, because Shivalinga is a transformation, of that is Sadasiva, Sankarshan.
Yes.
That we learn. But Sankarshan as Shankar is supposed to control the mode of ignorance, and that is material mode. So sometimes mode of ignorance gives problem to Lord Shiva also. And you know the nature of Parvati. In the first life, she was Uma, and how she interacted with Lord Shiva. Uma is pure material energy. She is called Mahadyoni. And Krishna says, Aham bija pradapita. I am the seed-giving father. So how Lord Shiva becomes an intermediate in giving seed and the womb of Mother Durga, the original mother. So we will be able to study all these devotional positions of the demigods. Others who cannot interact directly, but they desired so. So when Krishna came, he allowed them to become certain personalities. Arjun, Nakul, Sahadev, Bhima, everybody, Yudhishthir, they are all sons of demigods. And they came to interact with Lord Shri Krishna for pure devotional service. Bhishma Pitama was a Vasu, chief of Vasu. And Vasus are chief controllers of material nature. And they are all delegates of Chaturbhuj Narayan. They serve Lord Narayan. So therefore, Bhishma Pitama, when he passed away on the death bed of arrows, he requested Krishna to show his four-handed form. That was his. Krishna showed him, and then he left his body because he wants to go back to his original functional service to Lord Shri Krishna as Vasu. So we will come to proper understanding by, understanding everything in perspective of Krishna consciousness, the Shastras, Guru Sadhu Shastra Vakya Chitte Te Kurya. If you want to make any decision, then you have to approach the Guru, the Sadhus, means the disciplic succession, and Shastra, ultimate authority is of the Vedic authority, the scriptures. We have to refer. We can't make an opinion and make a decision on our own likes and dislikes. So Prabhupada taught us everything. There is nothing to be learned which is still unknown to us. Now, Krishna is sum total of everything. So, we'll take care if you don't want to keep. But since you have respectfully kept them in upper cupboard, that's okay. Don't worry about them. They are not bothering. All right? Whatever your desires, we can, perform those necessary things. But you should not have any apprehension.